There's no other sport really that builds such an atmosphere as football, and the community wants to support it, and quite honestly, financially, it's an expensive sport to run, but it can be very financially beneficial too when you have the people to support it.
I think football enhances all the programs throughout the school, and it also helps our kids kind of get into the flow of the school year. Football starts typically before the school year even starts, so it kind of gets them back in the schedule of going to school. I think it makes the average kid tougher. Football is a pretty tough sport to play in. It's very physical, a lot of time that needs to be devoted towards football, and I think it helps other sports throughout the school year. It sets the tone early in the school year. With our kids not being around this sport for very long, and they also play other sports, I think it's going to help them in their other sports, and I think they're going to find a valuable experience.
The biggest challenge is the initial startup. Like I said, it is a very expensive sport between the equipment that's needed just per player and the facilities.
When we started this whole thing, we knew that fundraising was going to be an issue, and we knew that funding was going to be a problem with the way education is today. There's not a lot of extra money laying around. So we hit the ground running with fundraising activities. We had a lot of different community supports. Systems help us out. Our Pop Warner program was gracious enough to donate the initial startup cost for equipment. We have a lot of donors around the community that have helped us out to this point. We're still behind on other schools. I think that there's a lot of things that we could build upon in our program, and funding seems to be the only thing standing in between us and success. So looking forward into the future, I think that having events like this and having different fundraising efforts, we're only going to help out our kids and our program and our school.
My intention would be never to turn a student away. If they want to participate, we'll find a way, whether it's through our funding or asking for assistance through donations or something like that, to make sure the kid has the proper equipment. I'd rather, if we have a kid who wants to participate, we'll do everything we can to make sure that's going to happen by any means we need to.
A bigger school might have a little bit bigger of a budget to spend on athletics. In a school our size, we're kind of middle of the road, and we don't necessarily have the same budget as a Crown Point or a Lake Central or a Valparaiso. So I think that does kind of hinder our abilities as a program. But that being said, we also have a lot of community support. A lot of people in the community know that this is a small community and their kids will be going through this community, so they have been supportive thus far.
On last Friday, when we were playing on the Saturday, we had the kids show up in their football jerseys, approximately 50 of them walking through the school. We've got the cheerleaders in their uniforms, and it's something that hasn't happened before. So the students are starting to see that. I would say if the students are excited, I think the community and the parents are just excited, and I think the school's going to catch on, especially if we have some success this year, which I would anticipate. It's going to change quite a bit, and then we're gonna kind of kick it into high gear next year when we reach the varsity level.
It's only the second week of school, and I can see a change already. Last year in the fall, we had fall sports going on, but there wasn't really a sport that everybody was going to rally behind. Our first game this past Saturday at 10 a.m., the coaches had breakfast at 6:30 across the street, and when we pulled around the corner at 7 o'clock, there were families tailgating. So that shows that there was some support there, and the place was packed. I can't even imagine what's going to happen next year as a varsity program and our first varsity game. We've had a ton of support, locally from parents and the community members and from kids at the school. The buzz around school when they seen kids with their jerseys on, it was electric.
Winning. Nobody really wants to lose, but it bothers me a lot more to lose than it feels good to win. So that's what really motivates me every morning to get out here.
For me, it was seeing our fans cheer after we beat South Central 35-0. It was a great feeling after all the hard practices.
I think it gives us a sense of pride to win, and it gives us
more confidence to go out there each week and keep playing.
And I think it shows us how much our hard work is really paying off throughout the season.
What motivates me is to just play for myself and my family, make them proud as much as I could, and this is a good way to do it, I feel.
I have to agree with Jeremy, but also adding on to that, I just want to strive for success, hold my team out, and I don't know, just make myself proud a little bit inside, make my coaches proud, and that's really it.
Before each practice, I try to say something motivational to all the players because we get together and usually have a breakdown. And some of the younger kids look up to us as upperclassmen and as starting players, so we have to get them motivated as well.
Like, just keep pushing everyone when they're down or fatigued. Just keep pushing them to finish and go across the line.
You have to support your teammates, and whenever they're down, you just got to help them back up.
I mean, I just try to bring everyone together. I mean, I'll break up the fights you get into in the huddle. I'll put everyone on the line, get in the right spots. I mean, I just try to bring us together the best we can. And most of us have been in here since October weightlifting, training.
Just a great fundraiser. Like, the first game we had Coach said around 1,000 fans, and just all the tickets and everything to pay for the bleachers and everything our school has right now.
Seeing these young kids in the juniors or in the freshmen and sophomores just becoming a dominant program here. I mean, that's what we're basically trying to be, is just a dominant program in winning games. And we only have 2 years left, so we can only get the ball rolling for them, but they need to keep it going here.
Having everyone that's coming up from middle school and everything, seeing them prosper and do good.
I'm going to enjoy seeing all the new players come out and us being on a varsity team next year, so it's going to be a cool thing.
Just the bond we share. I mean, going in every day, putting in the work, trying to get better ourselves, getting ready for every Saturday or game day. And there's no greater feeling just going on the field and trying to succeed, make your community proud.
Our team honestly just started from the bottom, and now we're here right now. We came out here and nobody knew a single thing about football. I didn't, he didn't, and after each practice we kept developing skills and won 35-0.
Prior to this year, I've never played football in my life, but we've been in the weight room since October of last year. I mean, some of these kids have put in more hours than the teachers that work here.
Learning the plays was pretty difficult, and I thought the conditioning was pretty bad.
Actually, I played 6 years of pop corner, and I was going to go to Lowell and play for there, but I stayed here for Hanover, and we finally got football, which is a great opportunity, and I took the chance. So.
I also played Junior Bulldogs in Crown Point for about 5 or 6 years, I can't remember. And then I played, I think, 8th grade for Wheeler Middle School.
Basically, all of Cedar Lake showed up to watch our first game. I mean, a lot of these parents, even our parents, didn't get the opportunity to play football here, so we're kind of living it for them, so to speak, and it just feels good to do this for our community and for our school.
I'm looking forward to the varsity games on Friday nights under the lights. We're the first varsity team in over 43 years.
Since football hasn't been around in a while, I think a lot more fans and players will come out to watch us and be part of the football team.
I mean, I try to help out my teammates as much as I can, and having this background is just a blessing.